Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hopefully if I get really good at recording these in the morning, it'll be definitely easier for me to wake up. But I really need to start getting on the ball and eating breakfast too. Ugh, mornings. They're not for me, especially because I work mostly night shifts as a bartender. I was getting really good at doing mornings when I worked in retail. I actually loved them so I could be off at night, but now it doesn't matter. Anyways, so now that I don't make good money in the morning, but it's really hard again for me to go to sleep at night and wake up. It's just anyways, I really envy people who can go to bed after working at night like nothing happened. All right, lucky you. It's all good. We all have something to be jealous of because that's what makes us human. I'm just joking. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I had a lot of fun putting it together for you guys, and I'm gonna go find some breakfast. See you soon. So to get started on today's look, I've already taken my skincare and my eye primer. Today's look will be using the Too Faced Semi-Sweet palette, which is just a really fun neutral box of chocolates. I'm going to be taking Coconut Cream, which is just this really fun matte white eyeshadow. And we're going to be putting this under the arch of the brow bone and blending it out. I'm going to be taking Mousse, which is just a really nice soft warm brown color. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the orbital bone or crease. I always feel funny saying in the crease, like it's like a, I don't know, like a dark hole or an orifice, or so just along the line of your socket bone. Especially because I don't really have a very deep set crease. My profile's fairly flat. It's probably why I feel funny saying in the crease. I'm just going to move that along. I like to apply the color in the outer corner just to sort of place it and pack it down. And then from there I like to move it. The windshield wiper motion will just make it look very blurred. Next color I'm going to take is Puddin'. And a lot of times when you see me with a crease that is very well blended out and has a lot of depth, this is usually what I'm doing. I'm layering 1, 2, or 3 colors to create that dimension and effect. It's never just a crease color. So I know not everybody likes to sit through tutorials these days, but if you're managing to sit through this one, that's what I do. And I'm just going to put this in the outer corner of the eye. I know a lot of people will spend less time on doing the crease color and more time on kind of a fun, vibrant lid color. I have a lot more crease than I do eyelid, so I always like to put a decent amount of dimension here. That, and I don't really have a deep crease, and my profile's flat, so it depends on how hollow your eye shape is. If you have a very deep set crease, you can always blend a little less. But this definitely creates a fun nuance of color. Back when I took art classes, all we did with shading lines and direction and depth was creating nuances, making lines bold, deep, and shaded in was huge. I'm now going to be taking Hot Fudge, which is this really deep color here in the outer corner of the palette. It's got a lot of blue, green, and shimmery sparkle to it. So we're just going to press that over the top of Puddin'. Puddin'. Really make that smoky and fun. Which some people like. I know some people have made fun of some of the colors I've worn in real life. They're like, I don't like looks to make a statement. I like to look pretty. You're like, okay, good for you. Taking is just a little hint of caramel right here, but I'm going to be switching to a flat brush because I want to pick up that color. And this will sort of take the subtleness into something a little sultry and sophisticated and a little fun. And for the upper lash line, I'm going to be taking the Becca Ultimate Cream Gel Liner in the shade Romanesque, which is just Becca's variation on a matte black. It's a more natural variation, so it's a little bit subtle. You do have to take it fairly thick if you want it to look really intense. That kind of helps it look like intense, but not heavily packed on. So for the under eye area, I'm going to be taking Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics Pencil in Feathered. This could look really amazing or really bad real quick. Really just depends on how you use it. If you really can't get away from doing a mod look, white eyeliner on the lower lash line and black on the lower, I would say go for an entire mod look so it looks intentional. Today's foundation of the day is going to be brought to you by Madame Glam. This video is not sponsored or affiliated. I'm simply taking this foundation because you guys have not seen it in action. I just posted a review. I'll put the link in the bottom bar if you'd like to check it out. You are more than welcome to. There will be a coupon code and a link that you can use for the website. That'll make it easier to shop. Otherwise, if you shop there yourself, you're going to have to create an account, and not everybody wants to do that. So that's the only reason why the link is there. I'm not getting commission or anything off Madame Glam if you use it or not. I'm more than happy to accept products for the sake of the review with no other stipulations, because I like to believe in the video I put up. Free or not free. Just my way of thinking. Obviously, if I pay for a product, I tend to have a lot of heart and soul in the particular video, but if the company's more than kind, I love putting a video up. If the company's not, I did one thing I never thought I'd do in my life recently. I emailed a company and said I did not care for the way you treated me. I'm not interested in working with you. It's the first time I ever did that. I don't like complaining about customer service, as I'm a customer service employee, but I didn't call anyone out. I didn't call an employee out or anything. I was just notifying the company, you know what, I didn't care for the way I'm treated. This is not the first time you've contacted me. I understand it, you know, that we haven't spoken, but I just don't have any interest invested in your company for that matter, and I'm sorry if that affects the rest of your company as a whole, but I think you guys should know, you know. Just because now you're not even allowed to say you're working with a company until you post the video, because there's a whole lot of legalities with it. I'm going to be taking Caramel. Taking Butter Pecan, which is the highlight shade in this palette. And it's much peachier than the original Champagne Truffle in the original palette. So just something to keep in mind. It may not be the best for really pale pink skin tones. It'll be very apparent, but it could make a gorgeous lid color. Or the way I'm using it, kind of playing into it with Caramel. And then for the outer corner color, let us go into Cocoa Chili so that this has like a smooth transition into the dark shades. I don't want to go right into the darkest shade from here. And then with your foundation brush, you can just sweep up and clean up the outer edge. Doesn't have to be anything too dramatic. If you don't have any fallout, this should be easy. Now for face powder, I'm going to be taking, whoops, as the sponge falls, the Wet n Wild Coverall. I have, what do I have? I have Fair. I think Fair is a really perfect medium light family color, or I should say neutral light. I don't want to confuse you with the word medium at all. Taking the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Diffused Light, I'm placing this underneath the eye. Contour palette, I'm completely over the moon about this, and I have used so much of it up, unfortunately. And I do have to replace some of the colors, which I've already kind of bought in separately because I'm already aware that I'm probably not going to finish these as fast, but I do wear Fawn and Java almost every day. Anyway, Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Mood Exposure. This is a gorgeous plummy color, and yes, it does oxidize, so it's always best to go this on, just go it on. Put it on with a lighter hand. And then I'm going to be taking Physicians Formula Beige Pearl. This is Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in number 7Q Beige Pearl. You don't need to know the numbers unless you're buying online sometimes, but there it is. And if you're having a hard time working with the margins of your face, there's always a very cute marginal brush in the bottom. As soon as I started using this, the sheen from the top immediately fell off, and I was really concerned that this would not look the way I expected it to anymore, but it still does have a good high shine to it. I'm going to be taking Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics Lip Liner in Anime. Sometimes when I get to the centers of the mouth, when using this color, I try to fade it in a little bit just so it's not super, super harsh or the dominant color if I'm using a different color. I'm using another vibrant lipstick just so the color resonates and it's not too harsh. I'm taking the Too Faced Melted in Melted Violet. I know they added a couple of purples now, so I had to like double check. Is this the Melted Violet? Yes, it is. I wasn't sure if it was named after candy or the color. And then for the lip gloss, this is a fun color. I'm going to be taking the IT Cosmetics Butter Gloss in News Anchor Blue. I don't know why I always thought this was named after Emily Noel. I could be wrong. Wasting makeup remover wipes. I'm just going to clean off the doe foot so I can stick it back in my gloss and not have it change the color. Lord knows I don't need another purple lip gloss. I have a million already. These are kind of like the lipstick version of lip tars, so they're super easy if you want to use these as your first kind of try with a liquid lipstick. They're much easier than lip tars for sure, for sure, for sure. So that is today's video. I really hope that you enjoy it. It's a lot of fun smoky eye. I could see how this would look kind of not so amazing or glamorous in pictures, but in person it's got a lot of gold on the lid, a lot of smoky in the outer corners. The shade, the dark shade in the outer corner does have some duochrome, some purple, some red shift in it, so it kind of flows together. Because like I said, I've seen these kinds of looks in pictures where you're just like, oh, they just did a dark eye and a purple lip. But it's definitely fun in person, and the eyes are definitely a lot more subtle, so I'm sure the camera is grabbing the makeup like crazy as it always does. Yay, YouTube. But, yay the camera, I should say, not YouTube. It's not YouTube's fault. But, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.